what's happening? Chinese here. So I wanted to do a shout out, um, a rest in peace to Stephanie Lynn Wilson. She was a magnificently talented playwright. She was a director of her plays, a producer of her plays, and an actor in some of her plays. She was also a screenwriter, and she produced a film. She was born in the Bronx. Stephanie Lynn Wilson passed away yesterday. She had overcome cancer in late 2017, 2018, and it came back. So unfortunately, that damn cancer has taken another life. She had a son, an adult son. I never met him, and I met her sister. And I really feel sad for her, Stephanie, losing her life. I hope she didn't suffer. I feel sorry about the train. You know, this is New York City, so this is what it is, folks. I'm gonna let the train pass. I think we are clear. But yeah, so I really feel sad for her family. You know, her son, her sister, her other families, and other family members, and her close friends, and the artist community, and her friends, her close friends. Very talented playwright and screenwriter. Very talented. I was watching some of her YouTube clips of her talking to the camera like myself, sharing her love for theater. When her uncle would take her to Broadway shows, and that's when she fell in love with theater and fell in love with acting, and then she evolved into playwriting, which is, to me, was really her strength, her gift. She had a gift with storytelling. I hope to be as good a writer as she was. It's really sad, really sad. But I can say that she wrote, I was fortunate enough, I met Stephanie Lynn Wilson in 2014. Two fellow actors that I knew were acting in a public stage reading, dramatic reading of her play in 2014, in the spring of 2014 in Lower Manhattan. And I went to see it. I was late, because I'm usually late. And I remember I'd missed, I think, 15 minutes of the play. But I was captivated as soon as I walked in and sat down. From beginning to end, I just remember loving that central character, loving the story. It was titled Silk Stockings in the Bible, set in 1940 swing era Harlem. And it was centered around a brown-skinned chorus girl struggling to sustain work because, in fact, she was not fair-skinned. She could not pass for white, so they had limited opportunities as chorus girls if you were brown-skinned in the 40s in Harlem and in New Jersey. But she overcame it because someone saw her talent and beauty in spite of what had been normally seen as forefront girls, beauty, talent, etc. I just remember falling in love with the character when I attended the public reading, and then I introduced myself to her, and I gave her my headshot, and I said, I'd love to audition for. Sorry, the train again. It's Brooklyn. I told her I'd love to audition for any future stage readings or plays because I really enjoyed her work. And she said, okay, great, I'll take your headshot. And she did. And then she called me, I forgot when, maybe later on that year, and said, it was later on that year, and said, would you like to be in a public stage reading, a dramatic reading of my new play, of another play of mine. I said, sure. And so we had a rehearsal, I think maybe one rehearsal, sit down rehearsal, and we did it, and it went well. She got constructive feedback from the audience. It was a great play. Again, she was a wonderful writer, and I was just happy to be asked to do it and make her happy with my interpretation. And it was a wonderful experience for her and for all of us, all the actors and the audience members. And then she reached out to me via Facebook and offered me the role of that very character, Della Starr, Fannie Mae Brown, in the 1940s swing era drama. She said, I'm going to, because an acquaintance of mine, fellow actress, Crystal Hill, had originated the role, and she chose to go in a different direction. She's like, I want to offer you the role. And I said, well, my friend Crystal was in it. She's like, well, if you don't take it, I'm going to give it to somebody else. I said, okay, I'll take it. I know, that made me shady, right? But she was going to offer the role to someone else, and so I remember really loving that character, and I remember Crystal saying that she was taking a break from acting. So it worked out, and she had seen me do Zora Neale Hurston prior to offering it to me, actually, and I guess after she saw me do Zora Neale Hurston, she told me how she was really enjoyed my performance as Zora, and then she offered me the role, and then we were supposed to do it that year. It didn't happen. It was postponed twice, and then finally in 2017 she was able, I guess, to raise enough funds to have a production. And what she did was she had a production of all three of her plays. She had said she had a goal to produce a trilogy of her plays titled Women You Thought You Knew. Well, all three plays were centered around women, a black woman, a Caucasian woman, and an Asian woman here in the U.S. All of the plays took place in the U.S. And I played Fannie Mae Brown in 2017 of March. It was a 4-day run in Lower East Manhattan, and Silk Stockings in the Bible, and it's my favorite character I've ever done in my life on stage. It's my favorite. That character challenged me. I loved her journey. I loved her. So I'm so happy that I opened my mouth and connect. I'm invited. I'm happy I was invited to the stage reading of one of that play in 2014, and then I'm happy we reconnected, and I had an opportunity to inhabit that wonderfully complicated, intelligent, creative character that she wrote. And I had a chance to meet other actors, and then she produced, and so she had a successful run. So here comes the train again. Sorry. But she was so happy that she set out to produce all three of her plays Thursday through Friday with alternate days and times, and she did it. She acted in Silk Stockings in the Bible as the bartender Sassy. So we had scenes together, and it was just a gift. Her artistry was wonderful. Her artistry was really wonderful. And then she wrote a film titled A Wound in Time. She started filming it in 2016. We filmed some scenes in 2016. And she had to stop, I guess, for funding purposes. And then she had on her agenda this year on her Instagram, the 2020 agenda was to finish filming. And then she passed away yesterday, so it's just awful. This month I have experienced 2 losses. Well, my big brother in spirit, Sheldon McCullough, and then Stephanie Wilson, who I've known since 2014. Both artists, and both of them have impacted my life in a positive way. Sheldon more so than Stephanie because I've known him longer. But yeah, so just watching her videos on YouTube, it just made me really sad, even more sad, and took me down memory lane of 2017 when we put on the production. But her work will, she has a legacy in her son, a legacy in her friendships, and a legacy in her art, her creativity, and hopefully other people will produce her plays moving forward if her family allows that. Um, and she's cremated. She'll be cremated, and it's just sad. It's very sad that her life was cut short. But her legacy will not be cut short. Take care, peace, Chinese.